Like so many other manufacturers, Kawasaki started out 2016 by tweaking its biggest MX bike, the award-winning KX 450F. Already an accomplished model, the engineers focused on making it lighter and faster as they seek an edge in the battle for big bike supremacy. Now that the summer is over and the 450F is back from Fat Camp, we can see exactly what Kawi has in store for us this year. In short, it's almost an entirely new bike, one that Kawi hopes will bring more podium finishes and championships for themselves and their buyers. Toward that end, the factory trimmed a total of 7.5 pounds out of the frame, engine, and transmission, and revised the mill to put out a bit more power. Rider feedback so far is good, but only time will tell how competitive this revised ride will be. Kawi's KX 450F has in years past been something of a mixed bag. Widely regarded as a powerful bike that was very stable on the straights, it also had a reputation for being a tad massy and somewhat wooden in the corners. The factory set about rectifying that situation with a slim and trim frame that weighs in 3.1 pounds lighter than the 2015 skeleton. It flattened the fuel tank and narrowed the seat for plenty of room to shift around fore and aft as needed, and minimized the body panels, leaving just enough meat for the rider to bike contact areas. This lack of cladding leaves the bike looking clean, and provides plenty of access to the engine without the need to pull a bunch of plastic off first. The only non-contact panels act as a guard and air scoop for the twin radiators, so much like a teeny bikini, the body panels leave little to the imagination. The engineers started their lightning project by trimming some fat from the frame. Perimeter side rails got whacked by 6 mm, dropping a pound and allowing for a narrower fit. The subframe and swing arm were also tweaked for strength and weight reduction, and the overall frame layout is meant to combat the obstinate cornering nature associated with this bike. Some might say that the next bit is minor, but I feel is very important to mention: adjustable rider triangle. You can adjust both the foot pegs and the handlebars so you can dial the bike in for your particular body style. I feel like this is an improvement over the general, one-size-fits-all attitude prevalent among most big manufacturers, and it may even be a selling point to riders at both ends of the spectrum. Though this isn't a brand new feature, it lends a certain flexibility to the ride, and much like launch control, I expect to see this become a regular feature across the industry sooner rather than later. Now for some really slick stuff. Kawi stuck a pair of Showa SFF air tack, triple air chamber, inverted front forks on the 450F, and these forks are really something. They come with an inner air chamber used to control overall stroke, and an outer air chamber for bottoming resistance. A balance chamber manages the initial compression damping, and a screw adjuster allows you to tune up the rebound and compression damping. By replacing steel springs with pressurized air, the factory reduced weight and friction in the forks, making for a very smooth action. A Showa rear monoshock works with the Kawi Unitrack swing arm linkage, and comes with individually adjustable high-speed and low-speed compression settings. Flush is the word I hear most from test riders, but that's a relative term, and the suspension adjustments allow you to find your own plush zone. Braking components got a boost too, with a 270mm pedal cut disc up front and 240mm pedal cut disc in back. This is rather large for an MX bike, and the wavy edges help to dissipate heat and self-clean as they go roundy-round. The engine starts out life on a light note, with redesigned crankcases that shed 13 ounces right off the bat. A revised intake cam and sprocket drops another 1.2 ounces, and the new crankshaft balancer and drive gears drops an additional 3.2 ounces. The jug got set forward 8.5mm, and the heads got ported and polished for low resistance at the valves. Piston shape was refined a bit, and the box bottom piston crown was relieved to match the new intake valve travel. With a 96mm bore and 62.1mm stroke, it leaves the displacement right at 449 cubic centimeters, right up against class limitations. Liquid cooling carries heat from the water jacket to the twin radiators mounted to either side of the single down tube, where the body panels form a scoop to help force air over them. A 43mm Keihin throttle body handles induction, and the exhaust comes tuned to increase low-end power and reduce noise emissions. Digital fuel injection, DFI, controls fuel delivery, which opens up some possibilities. You can get an FI calibration kit that operates as a handheld fuel map adjustment device, or opt for the DFI couplers that come with plug-and-play functionality for quick, trackside changes to engine power delivery. Finally, a launch control limits power through first and second gears to help you stick your whole shots, an important feature given the new power-to-weight ratio on this ride. The 5-speed tranny shaved almost 11 ounces out of its guts, and even the Kickstarter dropped 2.6 ounces as part of the overall diet plan. MSRP on the 2016 450F is $8,799, just $1 more than last year, so all the R&D is largely absorbed by the company rather than passing it on to the customer. Destination and setup fees will apply, and may be variable.